All the things you are. Page 22. Okay, F minor 7, right? All right, let's take a look at this progression for a second. F minor 7, then B flat minor 7, and then E flat 7, and then A flat major 7. Any idea what key all that's in? So we got an E flat 7, right? That's a 5 chord because it's dominant. So it has to be a 5 chord, right? Is it the 5 chord of... Is E flat the 5 of A flat? All right, it is. So that's 5-1, meaning those two chords are in the key of A flat, right? So let's move backwards from that and see if the others relate or not. B flat minor 7. If we were in the key of A flat, would B flat minor 7 be in the same key? Yeah, it's a minor chord. So it is, it's a 2 chord. So that's a 2-5-1. That's really common, right? And then let's go back to the first measure, F minor 7. Is that in the key of A flat? So that's a 6 chord. Is the 6 chord minor? It is. So that's just, it's a 6-2-5-1. Remember last week we talked about 2-5-1s and then the 6-2-5-1? So this is your 6-2-5-1. So D flat major 7. Is D flat major 7 in the key of A flat? It's 4, yeah. Is it 4 chord major? Yeah, so this is just our 4 chord. And so let's look again from the beginning. F minor 7. What mode would we play there to be strictly within the key? F minor 7? Yeah, Aeolian because it's a 6 chord. And then B flat minor 7, what would we do there? Yep, B flat Dorian. E flat 7, what would we do there? Yep, Mixolydian. And if we weren't being so strict, what could we use? Well, kind of. It's a functioning dominant chord, right? What do we do over functioning dominant chords? If we want a tension, E flat going to A flat. So functioning means you could do altered scale, right? All right, so then we got A flat major 7. What do we play there? Yep, Ionian. And then we got D flat major 7. What do we play there? Yep, D flat Lydian because it's a 4 chord. And then we got G7. Is that in the key of A flat? So that means that we've changed to the key of C now. Yeah, exactly. The G7 is what changed our key. Now, a G chord in the key of A flat should have been half diminished, right? Minor 7 flat 5. That would have been in the key. So they go to their G minor 7 flat 5, but instead of doing that, they just do G7. So they changed it to a dominant chord, which means they change key to the key of C. And then the next chord is C major 7. So is that a functioning dominant? Yep. All right, so that means what could we play over G? What's our inside option and our outside option? Inside meaning like strictly, yep, Mixolydian. Well, just think this way for now. Mixolydian is the mode. If it's functioning, you can use altered. If it's non-functioning, then you can use Lydian dominant. It's like Mixolydian with a raised 4. So it's basically what it comes down to is you just use Mixolydian to be inside. If it's functioning, you can use altered. If it's not functioning, you can use Lydian dominant. Cool? And then it goes to C major. What do we use there? Yep, good. Right, go ahead and play F for the first chord. F Aeolian. Okay, so there we got this. And then, so now we got to move on to our B string. All right, let's start from the beginning again. We'll just walk through it. Root, 2, flat 3rd, 4th, 5th, flat 6th, flat 7, root. And now the B string. We just did the roots. Now we got to do the 9. I'm doing that on the 8th fret B string. And then the flat 3rd. And then the flat, the 4. And then the 5. Exactly. So that's one we want to remember for Aeolian. Really important to remember these because when we do Dorian, we're going to just raise those 6. So, all right. So then the low E string looks the same as the high E string, right? That's kind of an easy way to always find that. Cool. All right. Now, if you were on your own just practicing at home, well, you are at home, but if you're just practicing at home, you could do that for a while, you know, like think of it this way. There's my chord. Cool. And that's just me being basically in one position. You could do the same thing in the next position, right? So next we have a B flat 7, B flat minor 7. Let's do it here, right? So we kind of keep our good voicing-ish area. And let's do the same idea. We'll play the root, the 2, and the flat 3rd. And then what do we do on the next string? The 4 and the 5. No flat 6 because we can't do Aeolian. These would have changed key. If we did F minor Aeolian and then B flat minor Aeolian, it's like we've definitely changed key. But F minor was the 6th chord, B flat's the 2 chord. So we're gonna do what? Dorian, yeah. So we just play it's like playing the same thing, but you gotta raise that 6. All right. So then next we're going to have the flat 7 and then the root. And now we need the 2. Yeah. You could do it there or here, whatever you want. And then we have the flat 3. And then the 4. And then the 5. Then the 6th. Good. And if it was Aeolian, it would have been flat 6, right? But we're doing Dorian, so it's just a 6. And then we have the flat 7. And then the high E string looks the same as the low E string. Yeah, exactly. But I'm just pulling it out of that scale. You know, just trying to noodle around, basically entertain myself while I kind of practice the scale. That's all it comes down to. All right, so so now we've got F. Let's try that transition. F Aeolian. And then to B flat Dorian. Cool. You notice that basically you're playing A flat major and then you're playing A flat major. There's no difference in the notes, but there's difference in the patterns that you know here. That's what you've done, right? Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and go up the F minor, or F Aeolian. And then descend down B flat Dorian. Cool. And then that's what you're doing. You're playing totally inside. And now E flat 7. So play E flat 7. And then what do we play here? What's the diatonic mode? Mixolydian. So play your root. Then play the 9. And then the 3. And the 4. And the 5. And the 6. Flat 7. And the root. And the 9. Or the 2, right? That's a 9. And then the flat, then the 3rd. Then the 4. Yep. And then the 5, the 6, and flat 7. You know what I mean? It's just, we're just going through the modes. So, then we have A flat major. Obviously, you play A flat major. All right, cool. Now, I mean, look, you could just practice through that first staff. Like if you did it like this, I mean, there's a lot of ways you could do it. I'll demonstrate a few. So you can play F Aeolian, B Dorian, E Mixolydian to A flat major. See that? And then you're playing diatonically through the thing. Oh, sorry, F minor. So I'll do it again. There was through it. That just went through the first staff. I'll do it one more time. F minor 7, Aeolian. Intentionally through that flat 6 and trying to illustrate Aeolian. To B flat Dorian. And then E flat Mixolydian. To A flat. I did a passing tone. A flat. Just Ionian, right? And then we got D flat major 7. So play D flat. And let's do Lydian. Root. And yeah, then the 2 and the 3. Sharp 4. And then the 5. 6. 7. Root. No, because it's major 7. Yeah. Well, we talked about before. Yeah, there's a reason for that, right? The reason is anytime you're in the key of anything, I mean, there's only 3 kinds of chords. Well, there's mostly 3. There's major 7, minor 7, and then there's the dominant 7. And then, of course, there's that quasi-obscure half-diminished chord. That's the 7 chord. That's all the chords there is, really. After that, it's like alterations or something. But so long as you're in a key, even when you just see a major chord, like it's a major 7 or a dominant 7 in disguise, you know. Okay, so then you go through D flat. Yeah, we started to do it. So if we finish that up, we got root, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7. Root, and then the 9, and then the 3, 4, sharp 4, Lydian, and then the 5th, 6th, and 7th. Cool. Good. Okay, and then you got G7, so you go to G Mixolydian, play G. Yep, and we'll do root. Root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7. Root, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7. Root, 2, 3. Right? You could go to 4 if you want. You'll always be playing in the right key. It should eliminate wrong notes for one thing. And then what you want to do is, or what you may want to do is to take the liberties where you can. But I would kind of hold on that first. So then what you would do, like when you do get to that point, though, is you play like F minor 7, right? And you go, well, Aeolian is the diatonic one. But I could do Dorian if I'm brave. Then we got B. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it'd be like... to B flat. And that's actually kind of cool because you had this. That's the 6th, the F minor. Actually, it's kind of extra cool in one way. It's that it's a D note. And then the B flat minor 7 comes next. And so the flat third of the B flat is going to be the 9th fret, which is a C sharp. So what happens is, or D flat technically, but all the same. What's cool about that is it creates a movement. You know, like for example, here's me playing F Aeolian. And now I'm going to switch to B flat Dorian. Nothing happens. So here's my F chord. Here's a B flat chord. You know, it's like whatever, you know. But that's because it's all in the same key. It's all the same notes. If I wanted to take liberties, I could go, well, I'll do Dorian on that F minor chord. So then I'd have this. And that's me switching to the B flat minor chord. So maybe like... So I did Dorian on both in this case. E flat 7. Altered scale is root, flat 9, sharp 9, third, flat 5, sharp 5, flat 7, root. And it just keeps going. Nice thing about it, though, is that all those notes are tensions, which resolve really nicely. Cool. Or maybe if you... Or I could do... Cool. Then what you could do also is like you go, well, I could do Lydian on all my major chords. So that would mean, like, let's say I did E flat altered, and then A flat Lydian. Then D flat Lydian to G7 altered to C major 7. C minor 7. Now this, take a look here. Actually, I'm not sure what time it is, but